Hare Krishna everyone, welcome to Srila Prabhupada Book Reading Club. So currently we are reading the Chant and Be Happy and we are on the last chapter, that some techniques techniques for chanting. So we will try to cover this chapter, and so let's start our session by offering the prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहित कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्गायते गिरि यत्कृपातहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरं। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। So please raise your hand. So this is the last chapter, so you can read. Anyone has did self study on this? Hare Krishna. Yes, Vinod Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Chapter 10, Techniques for Chanting. The meditation business is flourishing these days. Modern day messiahs, gurus, and incarnations carrying all kinds of mantras are a dime a dozen, as eager customers flock to the feet of self-styled service. One so-called guru instructs his disciples in supercharged techniques for becoming a financial success. Another tells his followers that meditation will make their intelligence sharper and the body more fit to enjoy sensual pleasures. Still other gurus claim that sex is the ultimate goal of life and that unlimited sex will free one from all material desires. Some chic spiritual seekers pay a lot of money for secret mantras that they believe will allow them to perform mystic feats, but the Vedic literatures issue stern warnings about charlatan gurus and bogus mantras. If a person is actually serious about spiritual life, he or she must come in contact Hare Krishna Mataji, contact with a bona fide spiritual master and learn from that person the science of Krishna consciousness. The Mukunda Upanishad states that in order to learn the transcendental science, one must approach the bona fide spiritual master in disciplic succession who is fixed in the absolute truth. Not just any guru will do. This verse informs us that the spiritual master must be in disciplic succession from Lord Krishna, the supreme spiritual master. Such genuine spiritual masters receive Krishna's teachings through the disciplic chain and distribute them exactly as they have heard them from their spiritual masters, without watering them down or altering them to suit their own whims. Bona fide gurus are not impersonalists or voidists and will never claim to be God. Rather, they aspire to be a servant of God and his devotees. Such gurus are acharyas, those who teach by example. Their lives are free from all material desires and sinful behavior. Their character is exemplary, and they must be qualified to deliver their disciples from the path of repeated birth and death. The Krishna conscious Guru is absorbed in service to and meditation on the Supreme Lord at every moment. Since the holy name of Krishna is completely spiritual, it must be received from a pure representative or servant of Krishna who acts as a transparent medium between God and the sincere spiritual seeker. Mantras received from any other type of guru simply not work. Sri Prabhupada writes in his commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, unless one follows a disciplic succession, the mantra one receives will be chanted for no purpose. Nowadays, there are so many rascal gurus who manufacture their mantras as a process for material advancement, not for spiritual advancement. Still, the mantra cannot be successful if it is manufactured. Mantras and the process of devotional service have special power, provided they are received from the authorized person. Receiving the Hare Krishna mantra from a bona fide guru who is in complete harmony with Krishna's teachings in the Bhagavad Gita is the single most important aspect of chanting Hare Krishna. Chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the simplest of all processes of self-realization. There are no exorbitant fees. The mantra is free. The thriving business of selling mantras is a form of cheating. This test of a person's sincerity is not that he pays some money, but that he is willing to change his life. In order to chant Hare Krishna, one need not equip oneself with expensive props and paraphernalia, learn to stand on one's head, or perform difficult postures or breathing exercise. The only equipment one needs is a tongue and ears. Everyone already has these. The tongue simply has to vibrate Krishna's holy names, and the ear must hear it. By this simple process alone, one can achieve all perfection. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, Punraj Prabhuji, you want to read, or like Venkatesha Narasimha Prabhu, you want to read? Muthumanikam Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji. How to chant? There are no hard and fast rules for chanting Hare Krishna. The most wonderful thing about mantra meditation is that one may chant anywhere, at home, at work, driving in the car, or riding on the bus or subway, and one may chant at any time. There are two basic types of chanting: personal meditation, where one chants alone on beds is called japa. When one chants in responsive fashion with others, this is called kirtana. Kirtana is usually accompanied by musical instrument and clapping. Both forms of chanting are recommended and beneficial. To perform the first type of meditation, one needs only a set of japa beads. These may be purchased from any Hare Krishna temple, or if you like, you can make your own beads at home. If you decide to make your japa beads, follow this simple instruction. 1. Buy 109 large round beads at least as big as D and some strong thick nylon thread. Second, tie a knot about 6 inches from the end of the long piece of the thread and then string the beads, tying a knot after each one. Third, after stringing 108 beads, pull the two ends of the thread along through one large master bead. This bead is called the Krishna bead. Tie a knot next to it and cut off the excess thread. You now have your own set of Java beads. To meditate with the beads, hold them in your right hand. Gently roll the first bead between your thumb and middle finger as you chant the complete Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then go to the next bead, rolling it between the same two fingers while again chanting the entire mantra. Then go on to the next bead and then the next, continuing in this way until you have chanted on all 108 beads and have come to the Krishna bead. You have now completed one round of chanting. Do not chant on the Krishna bead, but turn the beads around and chant on them on the opposite direction, one after another. Chanting on beads is especially helpful because it engages the sense of touch during the meditative process and helps you concentrate even more on the sound of mantra. You may want to chant japa indoors, but you can chant just as comfortably walking along the beach or hiking on the mountains. Just bring your beads with you. If you chant sitting down, assume a comfortable position, preferably not lying down or slouching. Sitting straight helps avoid the tendency to fall asleep. You can chant as loudly or as softly as you like, but it's important to pronounce the mantra clearly and loudly enough to hear yourself. The mind may have a tendency to wander off to other matters when you chant, for the mind is flickering and unsteady, always looking for something new and pleasurable to absorb itself in. If your mind wanders to anything except Krishna and things related to Him, gently bring it back to the transcendental sound vibration. It won't be difficult because the mind is easily satisfied when absorbed in the divine sound of the Lord's holy names, unlike other meditation process where we may be asked to fix the mind on nothing or the void. And one may chant japa at any time, but the Vedic literatures note that certain hours of the day are most auspicious for performing spiritual activities. The early morning hours just before and after sunrise are generally a time of stillness and quiet, excellently suited to contemplative chanting. Many people find it especially helpful to set aside in a certain amount of time at the same time each day for chanting. Start with one or two rounds a day and gradually increase the number until you reach 16, the recommended minimum for serious chanters. While japa is a form of meditation involving you, your beads and the Supreme Lord Kirtana, on the other hand, is a form of group meditation in which one sings the mantra, sometimes accompanied by musical instrument. You may have seen a Kirtana party standing on the streets of your city. Hare Krishna devotees frequently perform this type of chanting to demonstrate the process and allow as many people as possible to benefit from hearing the holy name. One may hold a kirtana at home with family or friends, with one person leading the chanting and the other responding. Kirtana is more of a supercharged meditational process where, in addition to hearing oneself chant, and one also benefits by hearing the chanting of others. Musical instruments are very nice, but not necessary. One may sing the mantra to any melody and clap his hand or her hands. But if you are interested in the traditional melodies, ask at any Hare Krishna temple. If you have children, then can sing along as well and make spiritual advancement. You can get the whole family together every evening for chanting. The sounds of material world are boring, hackneyed, hackneyed and monotonous, but chanting is an ever increasingly refreshing experience. You can test this premise yourself. Try chanting some word or phrase for even 5 minutes. If you chant Coca-Cola over and over again, even for a few moments, it becomes practically unbearable. There is no pleasure in it, but the sound of Krishna's name is transcendental. And if, as we chant, we want to chant more and more. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, Vinod Prabhu, you want to read the last part?
Yes, Mataji. Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Enhancing your chanting. Although one receives immense benefits, however, and whenever one may chant Hare Krishna, the great spiritual masters who are authorities on chanting suggest that a serious practitioner uses certain practical techniques to enhance the chanting and bring quicker results. The more we chant, the more easily we will be able to follow the yogic principles listed below. For as we chant, we gain spiritual strength and develop a taste for higher, more spiritual forms of pleasure. When we begin to relish spiritual pleasure from chanting, giving up bad habits that may hinder our spiritual progress becomes much easier. Just by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one will automatically want to follow the four regulative principles of spiritual life. No eating meat, fish, or eggs to increase compassion, mercy, and non-violence, ahimsa. No intoxicants to achieve mental and physical clarity and focus, and to develop the determination for spiritual practice. No gambling to increase truthfulness and to decrease anxiety, greed, envy, and anger. No illicit sex. Sex outside of marriage or not meant for the procreation of God conscious children, to decrease bodily identification and increase physical and mental cleanness. The four above mentioned activities make it especially difficult for one to progress in spiritual life because they increase our attachment to material things. Therefore, they are not recommended for those who wish to chant Hare Krishna as a serious spiritual practice. The chanting is so powerful, however, that even if we are still involved with these things, we can still chant. The chanting will help us make the necessary adjustments. One should regularly read the Vedic literature, especially the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. If one simply hears about God, his uncommon qualities, and transcendental pastimes, the dust accumulated in the heart due to long association with the material world will be washed clean. By regularly hearing about Krishna and the spiritual world, where Krishna enjoys eternal pastimes with his devotees, one will fully understand the nature of the soul, true spiritual activities, and the complete procedure for obtaining release from the material world. 3. To be more fully immunized against material contamination, one should eat only vegetarian food that have been spiritualized by offering them to God. There is a karmic reaction involved when one takes the life of any living being, including plants. But Krishna states in the Gita that if one offers him vegetarian foods, he will nullify that reaction. One should offer the fruit of one's work to God. When we work for our own pleasure or satisfaction, we must accept the karmic reaction that comes with our acts. If ever we dedicate our work to God and work only for His satisfaction, there is no karmic reaction. Work performed as service to God not only frees us from karmic karma but awakens our dominant love for Krishna. 5. As much as possible, one who is serious about chanting Hare Krishna should associate with like-minded persons. Like-minded friendships give great spiritual strength. Srila Prabhupada formed the International Society for Krishna Consciousness so that persons who are sincere about becoming conscious of God and reviving their eternal loving relationship with Him may benefit from being with others on the same path back to the spiritual world. Eventually, serious chanters will want to take initiation from bona fide spiritual master. Initiation is recommended in the Vedic scriptures for it dramatically helps one in chanting Hare Krishna and assists in awakening of our original spiritual Krishna consciousness throughout the world who are willing to assist anyone sincerely wishing to become God conscious. Srila Prabhupada has indicated that those who desire to take initiation must follow the regulative principles mentioned earlier and chant each day on beats a minimum of 16 rounds. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the incarnation of Krishna who popularized the chanting of the holy names 500 years ago in India, introduced the system of chanting a fixed number of rounds each day. Careful completion of 16 rounds daily will help disciple to remember Krishna always. And that, in essence, is what Krishna consciousness is all about. Always remembering Krishna and never forgetting Him. Chanting is the simplest way of maintaining this constant state of God consciousness. For the mystical potency contained in the mantra, vibration will always keep you in touch with God and your own original spiritual nature. All of God's innumerable spiritual potencies, including His transcendental pleasure principles, are contained in His holy names. Therefore, the pleasure you will feel as you begin to chant will be far, far greater than any material happiness you have ever experienced. And the more you chant Hare Krishna, the happier you will feel. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So yes, like more you chant Hare Krishna, more like more happier you will feel. Like
Yes.
like currently we can feel some kind of mental peace, but like when we advance further, then we can taste this happiness. And like we should with the patience we should wait for that time because our acharya saying means like it definitely going to come. So here we can see now this class summary we will cover it get automatically cover uh, when we start our special class at 7. So yes, like here in a starting na, like it is given that like mantra will only work when it accepted from like a bona fide spiritual master. So like from anyone not from anyone we can take the mantra or without knowing their sampradaya, without knowing they are bona fide or not, we cannot take the mantra. And even like if you start chanting something some mantra and then it won't work. Okay. So and even like that analogy is still there na? Like see I am behind the screen and there is a screen and this beyond screen you are available. So this screen is just a medium between you and me. So similarly this guru is a act like a medium. It like act like a catalyst between us and Krishna. Okay. Like so when the like a medium is not there, then we cannot meet online. Okay. So medium is required. So like when there is no medium, when there is no medium of a guru, then how we can directly approach Krishna? It is not possible. Even when we are when we are performing artis, when we are offering the bhogas, when we are whatever service we are rendering, we in starting we don't do ourselves. We give that services to our Guru Maharaj, then Guru Maharaj to his Guru Maharaj. In this way, it goes through the Guru Parampara, and then at the last, Radharani give that service to the Krishna. Okay, so we cannot directly serve Krishna. We are not qualified, and even we are not purified. Okay, so by the mercy of a Guru, whatever spiritual activities we are doing, it get offered to Krishna. So it is very important to have that connection. This guru is that charging cable. We are like a mobiles and Krishna is like a source of electricity. So when this adapter is not there, when that charging wire is not there, we cannot the mobile doesn't get charged. So guru act in that way. So it is very important to take the initiation, because like before initiation, whatever number of rounds you chant, it is simply accumulate some kind of a pious activity, so that like you can take the initiation. But when you are sincere and like initiation means like you become firm, like whatever my Guru Maharaj will say, I will follow them. Okay. And like you are promising Guru Maharaj, you are not going to break the four regulatory principles, and like you will chant your 16 rounds. And when we are practice enough, then like you can take the initiation. Okay. So here like we see, like we follow the four regulative principles. So like first is a no eating of a meat, fish, eggs, and it also contain even the onion and garlic, because from the Vedic scripture it is said that like the onion garlic has some non-vegetarian like non non-vegetarian origin, and also like they are formed from the bone and blood of the Rahu and Ketu, which are the demons. So like it increases the strength like a demon, but like your thoughts will be not good. Okay, it is considered tamasic. So like when we give up the meat eating, then it increases the compassion, mercy, and a non-violence, ahimsa. This is the one of the pillar of a dharma, ahimsa. Okay, so like why Srila Prabhupada spread the Hare Krishna movement to entire world? Because he is very compassionate. We can see today, today's appearance day of Advaita Acharya. Like he worshipped the Shaligram Shila with the Tulsi and Ganga Jal. Like out of compassion, he's seeing everywhere that like peoples are like too much engaged in karma kanda and sense gratification things, and they have no idea about the spiritual and even they are not interested in a spiritual life. So he was like so sad. Advaita Acharya was so sad, and seeing the condition of these people, so he prayed to Lord Krishna, please come and deliver these people. Okay, so this is the compassion means we are seeing other people who like they are too much like engaged in a sense gratification, and like, at the end of life they are directly marching towards the hell, or they are directly marching to the like darkest region of this material existence, that is like going in the lower species. What is the problem of going into lower species, like a trees or cats, dogs? They cannot practice the Krishna consciousness. This human life is like a jail's gate is opening for the 1 minute, and like you are busy with the eating, doing the sense gratification, you are busy with the talking and like playing some nonsense act with your like a so-called partner. So like you will miss that, opportunity. You have only 1 minute to get out of this cell, and like you are busy with the sense gratification. So yes, so this Krishna conscious movement is a movement of a compassion. Like we have the compassion for all the people around us. Okay. And second is a non or no intoxicant. Why we don't drink or like cigarette, even the tea and coffee, it comes here because like to chant the Hare Krishna, we need a focus, we need a clarity, like both the physical and mental clarity, and like we need to develop a determination in the spiritual practice. Okay. So when we take the intoxicant, the like second pillar of a dharma, which is the what we call intoxicant. Mm,
Austerity.
yes, austerity, the tapasya. The tapasya is get hampered. And the third is a gambling. Gambling, like when we gamble, like we don't speak the truth. Okay. So, and our mind is constantly in that now, how I will get this profit, how I have this loss. So, the third period of a dharma, that is uh, mm, third pillar of a dharma, that is truthfulness, satyam, like it get disturbed, and like we will have a lot of anxiety, greed, envy, and anger. So we can see these are our enemies in a spiritual life. Then the last one is the no illicit sex, the sex outside the marriage, and like to the higher consciousness, the husband and wife can only perform the sexual act, so only to procreate uh, Krishna conscious child who can spread the Krishna conscious movement. Okay. And like when a person is too much like indulge in a sexual act, not only the physically but even on the mental platform, then like he is too much like identifying himself with the bodily identification. Okay, identify himself as a body. That's why he want to enjoy with this, with this skin diseases. And so like, and also we need to increase our physical and mental cleanliness. Okay, I think now we can move towards our reading section. Sorry, our special class.